Stephen, given the past results between the two teams and given the proximity between the two sides ahead of this game, how big an impact could this fixture, this match, have on the bigger picture this season?
It's a big game for us, big 3 points at stake. I don't think previous games are important anymore, but obviously we'll respect Aberdeen because they've took 2 important results away from us late on in games, and also the first game of the season in the league they scored late on as well. So the respect's certainly there, but it's all about the game that's in the future and the game that's up and coming, and we need to go there and perform at a level that's capable of getting the 3 points.
As I'm sure you'll appreciate, there's probably a little bit of focus on Alfredo Morelos going into this game, given the dismissals in 2 of the games, albeit one was rescinded. Do you change how you deal with him in the build-up of the game? Do you speak to him about it?
No.
Do you not have to guard against the atmosphere being intense, the fact that Aberdeen might try and rile him? I'm sure he'll be aware of what the atmosphere is going to be like. He's been to Pittodrie on numerous occasions. Spoke to him after the previous red card, so I don't see a point to treat Alfredo any different to anyone else. Everyone's aware it's a big game. Everyone's aware we have to be disciplined and try and keep 11 men on the pitch, because it's such a big game, it's such a tough game, it's an intense game because of the rivalry. So I think all the players have enough education to know what I expect of them. Do you think he's grown through the course of the season because of what's happened? Do you think he's developed?
He's trying. He's trying his best. I think he's trying to improve that side of his game. But for me, I still want him to play on the edge because that's when he's at his best. That's the reason why he's the top scorer in the league. That's the reason why oppositions try and nullify his threat and are physical with him, because they know he's a top player. So we don't want to take that edge away from him, but of course we want to try and channel it in the right direction.
Do you look for his teammates and also perhaps the officials to protect him in a game like this in case there is an effort to niggle at him, to wind him up?
No, we have trust in the officials that they protect every player on the pitch, whether it be Aberdeen and Rangers. We don't expect any special treatment. And of course the players will give Alfredo the support he needs, but that's the same for everyone. They support each other. We're a team. We're trying to build a team here, and I'll always be there for my players as well.
Steve, can I ask you what you made the thoughts of Steve Clark yesterday? I think inferred me that one of your players had dived in the penalty.
Yeah, I was very surprised by Steve's comments. First and foremost because it's got absolutely nothing to do with Steve Clark or Kilmarnock. We didn't punish Jordan Jones. We didn't give the Kilmarnock player the 2-game ban. So why he's trying to get one of my players banned is a surprise and a disappointment, because that's not what type of guy I know Steve Clark for. He's usually first class. The dealings I've had with him as a player when he used to coach me, and since I've been at Rangers. So very surprised at his comments, and I don't think there's any need for them at all.
In terms of the games coming up, if the vote was to be decided that we get a 2-game ban, do you think Clark had the Scottish Cup game at the weekend in mind with his comments?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Steve Clark that. I don't know. It's a different competition, so he wouldn't have been banned for the Kilmarnock game anyway.
The 2-game ban would be over all competitions.
Well, if that's the case, then that's probably why he's tried to do it. But that's disappointing. To try and get an opposition player banned for 2 games. There was a game we played against them recently, which was a blatant red card on Ryan Jack, and I never mentioned it in the press out of respect for Steve Clark and Kilmarnock. So it's very disappointing and surprising to me that he's trying to get my player a 2-game ban.
You would fully expect no action from Jermaine Defoe for that?
Not at all. The 2 situations are completely different. Jordan Jones is a yard away from the opponent, dives and buries his head in shame in the turf because he's embarrassed over it. There's small contact on Jermaine. None of my players appealed for a penalty. None of my players give the penalty. So why should Jermaine Defoe be banned? The referee made the decision. Nothing to do with Rangers, nothing to do with the Rangers players. Jermaine tried to bounce back up, didn't appeal for a penalty. They're 2 completely different situations.
Would you challenge any kind of ban that possibly comes his way?
The referee's dealt with the situation. It's been done, we move on. And we're talking about it because the Kilmarnock managers brought it up, not because we have.
Stephen, in terms of this week, you're obviously playing Aberdeen as a big game at the top of the table and a big cup game at the weekend as well. How big is this week in sort of looking over the season as a whole?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, playing Aberdeen at any time in the season is always a big game. You know, the rivalry. We've had some really good battles against them already this season, so we're really looking forward to that one. And that is the one we have to be focused on. And then we'll worry about Kilmarnock after we've been to Aberdeen. But it's at that stage of the season now where every game's big. You know, we had to beat Carlton in the cup because we were desperate to be in the next round of the cup. We had to take maximum points off St Mirren because we were expected to. You know, and the setback we had at Kilmarnock in the league, it means that obviously we put a bit of pressure on ourselves. So even after this week, no matter what the results are, the game coming up will be such a big game as well. That's what time of the season we're in, and that's they're the games we want to be involved in.
Is it just making sure that the players keep their focus when these big games are coming thick and fast?
Yeah, I think the players are aware the magnitude of the games now. They understand the time of the season. You know, we were very disappointed to come back after the winter break, take the lead against Kilmarnock and then gift them the victory. We were disappointed in that, and we've asked the players for a reaction and a response, and so far they've gave that. And it's important they continue to try and find that level of consistency that we've been speaking about.
Stephen, what is the key lessons you've learned as a squad from the previous games against Aberdeen that you can take into this one?
Well, I think we have to take our chances when they come about. We have to be productive in the final third because we've been guilty of missing chances. And to be fair to Joe Lewis, he's made some really good saves against us in previous games, and we've been guilty of giving silly set pieces away and being punished on a couple of occasions late on with stupid set pieces.
James, do you want to go? James, just obviously sort of question to you in a sense, these Aberdeen games and the bigger person, how much do you relish these big occasions in these games?
Yeah, every game that we come against Aberdeen is always a tough game. You know, it's just as big as Derby as against Celtic, so you know the fans want to win and the boys want to win, so we've got to go up there and show the level of consistency what we have shown in previous games, and you know, put on a performance.
You know, Stephen was saying the previous results don't matter. You've managed to get that win over Aberdeen yet, but is that something you want to get off your back? You want to show that you are up there fighting with the best of them and able to get the results against the best of them? Yeah,
well, it's the second part of the season. You know, every game is a must win for us. You know, we've got to go up there wanting the 3 points, nothing less. We know it's that stage of the season where we can't afford to drop any points. We've got to expect Celtic to be picking up maximum points, so we've got to go up there, get the 3 points, and you know, but show a level of performance where we haven't previous against them, that we can put the ball in the back of the net in the final third, and you know, just be to show a very strong performance.
The manager spoke after the game of the weekend about the order of penalty takers. Is it clear now, discussion between yourselves, if you're on the pitch you'll be taking all the penalties?
Yeah, I think we cleared that the other day, but yeah, it was something that I decided to do, give Jermaine the ball to score his first home game, but you know, we made it clear that if I'm on the pitch, I will be taking the penalties. Was
that done as part of, I guess, a team spirit thing, a team bond thing, to help a teammate, to help get him integrated into matters here? Yeah,
well, you know, when I grabbed the ball, he asked us if he could, and he said the reason why, and then you know, it's just one of those things where I just gave him it. You know, I'm a teammate. You know, not too selfish. If he wanted to take it, then it's his first home goal. You know, but it's obviously been made clear that that from now on I won't be giving the ball to anybody else.
How pleased are you with your numbers this season? Because obviously good in the goal return, in terms of creating goals as well. I think you're at the top end of the chart in the division.
Yeah, I'm still looking to improve that. You know, I believe that my numbers could be still higher. So it's just keep working hard, keep pushing myself, and get myself in the right positions and delivering the right ball for the strikers on the field to get on the end of.
And just in terms of this fixture, how do you go about ensuring you all keep your heads keep calm? Because sometimes it can be fiery. The atmosphere under the lights of the Tavernier will be intense, I would imagine, tomorrow night.
Yeah, we expect it to be a fiery game. We've got to stay level-headed. We expect a battle, but we can't get in the mix of the chaos. You know, we've got to go there with calm heads and not getting involved if anyone tries to wind us up or anything like that. So, you know, we will go up there, stand our toes with Aberdeen, but we'll let the football do the talking.
Stephen, any ins and outs from the weekend in terms of injuries?
No, we're going to check on Conor Goldson, see how he's getting on. He'll be touch and go, difficult one to predict sitting here right now. We've still got a session to go, but he is prepared to give it a go, so we'll probably know later on tonight whether he's available or not.
I know he was a player that you didn't work with, but it's just been announced that Carlos Peña's contract has been terminated at the club. Was it a case of he was just a player that wasn't needed by yourself?
This decision's being made above me by the board. You know, certain things happen at a club that are above a manager's head, and the decision's being made by Dave King and the board, and I respect it, and we move on.